Hello YouTube, this is Ohio Keller here, and today we're looking at the birds that I saw in Puerto Rico. I went there for a conference on mosquitoes for the American Mosquito Society. They had a nice conference there in Puerto Rico for my internship. So I went there, enjoyed the conference, got to see a bunch of cool birds, and I'm going to talk about the birds that I saw. So first we have the location. I was staying at the Sheraton in San Juan, and that was really great, really good resort. Didn't do anything with the casino, want nothing to do with that. And then, yeah, I was mainly at the conference center across the way. That was where all of our conference was. And then I was walking around the entire little zone there around it where all the solar panels are. I didn't go across the way at all. I kind of should have. That's kind of a pretty cool park. I only had my new 50mm lens with me, so I really couldn't do too much. I couldn't really photograph things that were far away, so I missed a few photo lifers. But hopefully one day I'll come back and get those. But until then, they're just going to stay without any photos or anything. But they were very clear what I saw, and I helped with Merlin to confirm that. Merlin didn't work well in Puerto Rico because it just doesn't have enough data. So in the first photo, we have a photo from the airplane, and you could see that was the first sighting of land that I saw of Puerto Rico, and the beautiful blue waters there. The second photo was looking out of the conference center over kind of where I was hanging out most of the time when not at the conference. And then a really cool photo of just the conference center. So yeah, it was just great there. Absolutely loved it. Good food, good people. So one of the first birds of the trip that I saw, they were kind of everywhere there. They're like our mourning doves here in Ohio, is Zinnia dove. And that was lifer 233. These guys are everywhere. I got so many photos with my phone and with the camera. This is a camera photo. And they're like our mourning doves here. They're everywhere. They're common. You're going to see them. This is probably actually the first bird I saw, but I didn't have a chance to do an eBird list on it. So it ended up being second. And that was the Greater Antillean grackle. These guys are like our common grackles. They're everywhere. They're raiding dumpsters. I should have added that photo in there. I got a photo of one raiding a dumpster. There was one inside the hotel. They're just everywhere, and they're friendly. They have that beautiful bright yellow eye, and you're really not going to see them anywhere else. If one ends up in Florida, everyone's going to be talking about it. So yeah, that was just, they're everywhere. They're friendly, able to get multiple photos, but this wasn't the best one. Really nice iridescent plumage and a great looking tail. And it was kind of started breeding season there, so they were displaying, they were calling. It was just great. So this one's hard to see because this is a horrible cell phone photo, but in the middle is a white-winged dove. I was hoping to get that when I went on my trip to Florida to go visit my uncle, get a better photo of that, but I never saw one. But yeah, I saw two there. They're kind of shy. That was a male. He was calling, and then he flew off as soon as he saw me. And then he called again from somewhere that I couldn't really access behind a wall. But yeah, that was the only shot I got of these guys, sadly. So pearly-eyed thrashers. These guys are also kind of everywhere. Pretty friendly. This was the best photo I got. This was actually my second to last day there, leaving the conference, and he was just sitting there in like the fountain maintenance room area, and just sitting up there and just watching. And that was lifer 136. So red-legged thrush. There are a few different thrush species in Puerto Rico, but these are the only ones I saw. You can see that adult there has food to feed the young. And they were around. They were hard to photograph. They were very shy. And yeah, they had nice bright red legs. Very easy to identify. And I just wish I had my better lens with me. So this was taken from my hotel room. Two brown pelicans were flying around. And I got shots of those. I only saw them once. These were the two photos I got. But I ended up getting better photos on my Florida trip, which I'll make a video on eventually as well. Yeah, not much to say about that. They're just really cool. Glad I got to see them. And then some more lifers. I got Caribbean martin. They're hanging around on the zip lines. There were zip lines that I could see from my hotel room. There were people just having a good time on that. They were hanging out up there. Couldn't get any photos of them. I tried, and too small a camera lens, way too high up. Yeah, you're not getting any identifiable photos. Banana quit I got when I was on a tour of a mosquito testing facility, and it was just calling from one of the trees, and I was able to get a recording of that for iNaturalist and confirm that, and that is the Puerto Rican subspecies as well. And then I think on my last day there, I was hanging out in the morning, drinking some tea, and a monk parakeet flew by me. So yeah, and then that's the photo that I got when I was leaving. So yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic place if you have a chance to go there on like a trip or a visit. And there's a lot of things to do there, and I didn't get to visit the old San Juan. I wanted to do that, but there's just so much to do and not enough time. And I was busy with the conference and everything, and I learned a lot of good things there that I was able to bring back to here in Ohio and start working on. So maybe I will talk more about that in another video, what I've been up to bug-wise. But that is all. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.